F1's back, Fog Racing's back, Fernando Alonso's back, but Max Verstappen's still on top of the world, brother. It is your driver ratings for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've already did the race reaction / review. So let's dive into the ratings for the weekend, the first of the season. Will this be a show of what to come? Give your thoughts on the race since you weren't in the video earlier.
Exciting race, just a shame that Max Verstappen led it from the beginning, start to finish. But apart from that, I mean, I thought the cars behind were closely contested. And I think we'll have some good battles for the podium in the upcoming races.
Yeah, so it would have been interesting to see a safety car, see how they would have fared against the Red Bulls, more Alonso at the end, but we didn't get to see that. So yeah, is it track dependent, this dominance? Is the Aston Martin track dependent? I guess only time will tell in 2 weeks when we turn to Saudi Arabia. But we're going to go for last first, because that's the way we're going to do this. We're going to talk about their weekend performance. Of course, the race is where it matters. Qualifying matters a lot too. Practice, not really, but if you want to factor in any awful mistakes in practice, I guess we'll factor them in. But 20th, retired, first to go, Oscar Piastri, qualified 18th, 20th, in a car that's not very good. I'm going to give Oscar Piastri...
I'll give him a 4.
I was going to give him a 4.
Not a good debut. This guy's used to winning every race. Certainly won't be winning any races this season.
Has he fucked up by picking McLaren over Alpine?
I mean, I think we could be in a situation by mid-season, maybe McLaren or got their act together. But yeah, it doesn't look good for him.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Oscar Piastri. Again, McLaren look awful. I mean, Norris. The guy made about 7 pit stops just to finish a race. And how are you going to score points if you need to do that? They're literally the worst car on the grid. Because even if their outright pace isn't the worst, the amount of reliability issues makes you the worst. And yeah, I mean, Norris qualified 11th. This guy qualified 18th. Not good. And also, Gasly had a time delay, so therefore he would have been 19th. But yeah, I guess we move on. And I'm giving him a 4 too. Next up, Charles Leclerc was running P3, qualified P3. I'm
going to give him an 8.
I think he overperformed the Ferrari.
I thought he had a good weekend.
I thought it was questionable for...
In the sessions that mattered.
It was questionable for Ferrari to leave, not do another run in Q3, to leave a set of soft tyres, because realistically, did it help them? No. I mean, if Ferrari knew they were going to have this problem with tyre deg, it's not like saving another set of softs is going to fucking save their season.
Yeah.
Or their weekend. Because, say he does another lap and he scrapes P2. He could have overtook Max in the turn 1, and we are looking at a completely different race if that happens. But again, he didn't.
He could have got pole, judging on how Sainz was doing.
Exactly, but Leclerc, I don't think... I think it would have been questionable between him and Alonso, who would have got third if he didn't retire. But you know what? I'll give Leclerc the benefit of the doubt. I'll give him an 8 as well. I think he overperformed that car. Next up, Ocon, qualified 9th, retired 18th. Yeah.
Give him a 6. It was okay.
It was good. It was good in the qualifying, but the race, man, it was a disaster. Not just from him. His team started too early working on the car, so he had to serve a penalty. And also in that penalty, he sped in the pit lane. He got like 5 different penalties. So yeah, Ocon, I'm going to give a 6. Next up, Norris. He got 11th in quali, finished 17th. Again, McLaren's just not good. The pace didn't look horrendous. You have to finish. He did finish, but he finished a lap behind anyone else. And I'm going to give Lando Norris a 6.
Aye, 6.
6 for you. Guan Yu Zhou, fastest lap, doesn't get any points for it.
Hoover's a point off Gasly though. So.
He would have finished higher up, but they literally just put it to Hoover a point off Gasly, which,
could be smart, could matter coming into the season.
Well, they've a 2-point gap over Alpine at the minute, Alpha, so you may as well take a point off them. Makes no sense not to, because what's 13th when you can finish 16th and take a point off someone? So I'm going to give Joe a standard 6. You're going to give him a 6?
Aye.
Nico Hulkenberg. I thought he was really good throughout the weekend. Constantly in the top 10, apart from when it mattered.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I kind of guessed this. I thought Haas's race pace and tyre deg was going to be horrendous. So, yeah, I'm going to give Hulkenberg a 6 again. Tale of two halves. You going to give him a 6?
He was good up until the race really went in, and he just didn't really deliver.
Yeah,
I don't think I can give him more than a 6.
Fair enough. Not Yuki Tsunoda. Nick De Vries up next. Qualified 19th. Finished 14th in a car that is in the debate for slowest. I'm going to give him a 6.
I'll give a 6 as well. I feel like we're giving it a lot of. I feel like a lot of people had just decent races.
See,
you know?
until we get a few races in, it's going to be hard to pinpoint who's actually doing what.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell who's actually overperforming and who's underperforming.
Because if I was to pick the slowest car, I don't know who I'd pick.
Yeah, it could be between 3 or 4, like.
Literally. It could be. Right, so Kevin Magnussen up next. 17th, start at 17th, finish 13th. You know what? I'm actually going to give him a 5. Because Hulkenberg out-qualified him. Despite Magnussen, having last year. Hulkenberg's literally just jumped in and outperformed him. Like Magnussen did the Schumacher last year, so I'm going to give him a 5. I know he beat him.
Yeah, he's disappointing in qualify, wasn't he? Beat him in the race, though. I gave him, but I feel like Hulkenberg looked the better driver for the entire weekend. Yeah, I'm going to give Magnussen a 5.
Yeah, I'm a 5. Up next with Logan Sargent in his debut. Qualified 16th, which I thought was pretty well. Finished 12th. I'm going to give him a 7.
I'll give him a 7 as well, because, he got the same lap time as Lando Norris. Could have easily got into Q2. And then in the race, he done pretty well. Wasn't that far off the points.
No, but he was about 7 seconds off his teammate.
For his debut.
For a guy that there's just no hype about.
Aye.
No one. He's not even a pay driver. He's just an American that's there. It's
weird. It's just some random guy that plays
for the American hype. Shinoda, and a guy that needs to have a good season. Qualified 14th, finished 11th. I will give him. I think a 7's too high. You know what? Is a 7 too high? I think it is. I'll give him a 6.
Nice.
If I was to pick a team that's the slowest, I'd probably put AlphaTauri. But then again, they've outperformed both Haas's, so it's hard to tell. I'm going to give him a 6. You giving him a 6?
I'll go with a 6.
Alexander Albon says he should have got the car into Q3, so qualifying 15th is a bit questionable then.
Yeah, but he didn't do a run, so
And how good's 10th then? If he said he should be there.
He says that, but I don't believe him. I don't think the Williams should be getting the Q3. I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm going to give him a 7. Weird that he would come out and say that though.
Although he did look good, and maybe he just meant based on his Q1 performance, he felt like he had a chance at Q3.
Because in his post-race interview, he was like, even we had the Astons and the Mercedes round the corner if we were on our day. Fucking, I think he's getting, I don't know what. Yeah.
A little bit ahead of himself, like.
Albon's smoking but yeah, both 2 7s. Next up, we've got Pierre Gasly. Awful qualifying, but he turned up and he got 2 points starting from back of the grid, which I think is actually a pretty good drive for his debut, outperforming Ocon. So I'm going to give Gasly. I'm going to give him a 6. He got points, but qualifying was horrendous.
Well, I'm going to give him a 7 because you did say.
He had his lap time deleted, but he still would have been out in Q1.
I forgot he's not driving for AlphaTauri anymore. He's driving for Alpine. He would definitely look better than AlphaTauri. I'll give him a 6.
Give him a 6. There we go. Right, up next, Valtteri Bottas. I'm going to give this guy a 7. He finished the new best of the rest.
Could he be a regular best of the rest finisher, do you think?
I think so. He kind of got help that because of Stroll's mistake. He kind of got lifted into that battle with the top 7, and therefore was getting DRS for a wee bit and kind of helped, I think, pull away for the other people behind him. Albeit he only finished about a second ahead of Gasly, but again, who's really counting it? But yeah, I'm going to give Bottas a 7 out of 10.
I think 7's fair. I don't think he was good enough to give it 8.
Yeah, same. That brings us to our top 6. The top 4 teams are in here. Actually, no, top
8.
I forgot George Russell. Forgot to rank him. Qualified 6th, finished 7th. I'm going to give George Russell a 5.
Wasn't great. The
because you know why, right? Maybe Mercedes is the 4th slowest, or no, the 4th quickest, right? But I thought his defense against Stroll was fucking shite.
If you want to call it defense, it wasn't.
Because Stroll finished a second clear of Russell. Are you trying to tell me Russell couldn't have done better against Stroll?
Yep. I think,
Nearest Stroll. I'm giving him a 5.
I mean, I'll also give him a 5, out qualified by his teammate.
No, he out qualified Hamilton.
Oh, did he? Alright, well, hey, where did he qualify 6th?
Yep.
Bog standard, though, wasn't it? Like it wasn't.
Yeah, I just thought it was a lack of racecraft today.
Yeah, I'll give him a 5. Just
Boom, in there. Next up, Lance Stroll. Very topsy-turvy weekend. I mean, he finishes in the top 6. I mean, does that... Should Stroll have been finishing higher, or are we giving him the benefit of the doubt because he broke both his wrists?
I'm going to give him a 6.
I tell you what, right? He near fucking took out Alonso.
He did that, and that would have been a 0 if he'd done that. Like,
Honestly, like, it's actually mad that we could be sitting here talking about a double DNF instead of a podium in a 6th place. I'm going to give him a 6, though.
feel a little bit harsh, like not giving him a 7, but I just don't think he was that good. Like, I think the Aston Martin car just happens to be good.
That's pretty much it. Next up, we have 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Qualified 7th, poor quali. Finished 5th. And again...
Did he really do that much more in the race rather than just get ahead of Russell at the start?
Yeah, like the whole Stroll hitting Alonso way benefited Hamilton. Obviously, I know it helped Russell get past Stroll, but yeah, Hamilton...
I don't think he done anything super in the race. I mean...
He overtook Alonso, but that's because Alonso was sideways coming out that corner. And again, he didn't... I thought he'd overtook Sainz, but in reality, he finished 3 seconds behind him.
You know what? I think he did have more pace. I'll give him a 6, but it's a small 6.
Tell you what,
6.
Lewis Hamilton, seeing he's not in a dominant car, not that special, is he?
Nope.
Not that special. I think he's gonna lose his
Smile.
he's gonna lose his smile and pack it in soon. But I'm giving him a 6-2. Next up, Carlos Sainz. Not really on anywhere near Leclerc's level all weekend, if I'm being honest. I mean, in quali, right, he didn't seem that bad, but Leclerc didn't get the second attempt at it, and he was kind of fucking nowhere all weekend.
Yeah, he was off the pace. Could have snacked pole though. In the race, didn't really do anything. Was off Leclerc's pace again. Didn't put up that much of a fight against Alonso. I feel like 6.
I'm giving him a 6-2.
But again, like Hamilton, fucking tempted to give him a 5.
Like, put it this way, like, I mean, if Leclerc doesn't retire, I mean, he couldn't really have finished much worse than this.
No.
For some reason, Mercedes just don't really like they can overtake anyone, and, you know, if Stroll gets up to speed, or if someone else is half decent in that Aston Martin, they'd probably beat him. But yeah, so give him a 6.
Yep.
Next up, Alonso started 5th. I mean, the guy looked like he was going to be getting pole position. That didn't quite come to fruition, but he got 3rd. 8-13.
I'm going to give Alonso a 9, man. Some great overtakes. Maybe qualifying, I felt like he could have done a wee bit better. However, he only had the one run. It was a little bit strange. And he went early as well when the track isn't really at its like optimal temperature and stuff. I thought it was weird how early they sent Alonso out. Maybe they just wanted clear air. But yeah, no, I was a wee bit disappointed by the qualifying. And then the bad start. I mean, I don't really know if I'd blame Alonso for the bad... He just got off the line a little bit slower than Hamilton, and then he gets hit from behind, which cost him to lose another place, so goes from 5th down to 7th, but from towards the end of the first stint up to the end, man, I thought the guy was like head and shoulders better than everyone else on track, so yeah, I'll give him a 9.
He was, yeah. You know what? He was the MVP of that race, giving you all the action. And
it's not like he overtook bums and slow cars at the back. Do you know what I mean? Like the overtakes that he made were on.
No, they were good overtakes.
Top guys, top contenders, top teams.
And also, his fastest lap, for some reason, Verstappen's just says retired, but his fastest lap was 2 times quicker than Perez. And I don't know what Verstappen's was, but yeah.
And he seemed really happy the entire race. Like, it seems like he's enjoying Formula 1.
He's back.
Gone are the days GP2 engine.
GP1 engine. So I'm giving him a 9-2. Very well done. I think it's the first of many.
Nice.
No, 9s and podiums. Right, next up, Perez. I feel like it's just going to be your typical Perez performance this year.
I'll give him a 7.
Yeah.
Felt qualifying. I mean, he did do good in qualifying, but he literally was a 10th up after 2 sectors and then lost 2
I am
times.
going to say this, though, right? If Alonso can blast through the field, why can't he overtake Leclerc in the first stint?
No, that is true. Yeah.
Like, let me put it this way: if Max is behind Leclerc in that first stint, he's getting past him. I mean, there wasn't even an instance of like where it was close. It was just in the DRS, not
It's
doing
not
anything.
like I mean, by that time Max kind of pulled away from Leclerc, so it's not like Leclerc was getting slipstream or anything like that. I feel like Perez should have made more of a. But yeah, he didn't. I'll give him a 7. I thought he had a good weekend, kind of start, ruined his race really. But he got back into second place, qualified second. I mean, Christian Horner probably given him a 10. He done exactly what Red Bull want me to.
Did what it did on the 10.
Qualify second, finish second. That's what Red Bull want for Perez, and he done it.
That's it. And yeah, I'm going to give him a 7 too. And world champion, the winner. You know what? I'm going to give Verstappen an 8 because I don't think he had to push himself at any point. Like, let's be real, right? You could sit here and give him a 10 because he dominated the whole weekend. Well, apart from practice.
I still think he was fortunate to get pole. I mean, Sainz and Perez were both up going into the last sector by about a 10th. And they both fucking threw it away, so.
Exactly, so. It is what it is, guys. We move on. And it's because, if we give Max a 10 here.
Let's be honest, right? I mean, Perez sat behind Leclerc. And, I mean, at the end of the day, Verstappen didn't finish that far ahead of Perez. It's not like he's finished half a minute. You know what I mean? It's like, 11 seconds?
Realistically, Aston Martin were compromised at the start. Ferrari's tyres just die. Mercedes, I don't know what it is with Mercedes. I just don't think they're that quick.
Perez was stuck behind Leclerc. I mean, yeah, Verstappen won and it was easy, but...
Now, if the top 3 after lap 1 is Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, I would like to see what the gaps would be at the end.
Same.
I'd say they'd all be within 15 seconds, which may not sound fucking groundbreaking, but
Perez was already within 11,
that's what I'm saying, though.
That was a stint behind Leclerc.
That's what I'm saying. Well, Alonso, he lost a shit ton of time overtaking people and getting held up at the start. Absolutely. So anyway, until next time, that's it for your driver ratings. We have a 2-week break till Saudi Arabia. We'll do a predictions vid for that. But before we go, who's second favourite to win this title? Is it actually Fernando? Are our hopes on a title fight pinned on Fernando?
I think it is on Fernando for the simple reason is I don't think Red Bull's ever going to come out and admit it. But if push comes to shove, I think they will just basically say to Perez, look, you're not allowed to win this title.
You're a fucking fud, son.
No, I do believe that. It's like, they're not going to come out and say, aye, you know what, Perez ain't allowed. But I think if Perez started challenging and it was like 50-50, there were signs last year when Perez was, thereabouts. They were like favoriting Verstappen, and I don't blame them. That's the poster boy. That's their driver. He's the one that's got a much longer future ahead of him. Perez is, approaching his mid-30s. So it makes. I just feel like if it comes down to a battle between Verstappen and Perez, the team can manufacture that. It's different at Mercedes when you had Rosberg and Hamilton who viewed each other as equals. At the end of the day, Perez he can be moved on. Perez can be replaced. He hasn't really got a leg to stand on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like today, he wanted to try something different under the virtual safety car, and he was basically told no.
Well, I will say this, though, right? If he keeps finishing second, and Max gets a few retirements more than him,
that's all you need. That's what he wasn't really doing last season. Last season, he would have a good race and a really bad race. So I mean, if Perez can keep asking the question, like you said, keep finishing second. Maybe they beat Verstappen the odd race. Maybe Verstappen has the odd DNF or whatever. It'll be interesting to see what happens. That's
it, guys. But yes, can't wait. Excited for this season, even though I know Red Bull could run away with it. I feel like everyone else is very close. And, it's good seeing Aston. It's good seeing another car up there. Because let's be real. If Aston Martin were shite as what they have been, how bad would that race have been without Alonso up there?
Oh, God, it would have sucked.
It would have sucked. Like, soon that Leclerc retired, you'd have been gagging for a safety car. But until next time, peace.